Hi, Elliot Recaps here. Today I'm going to explain a movie called Pompeii, Northern Britain, 62 AD. Little Milo wakes up because of the noise in the street and goes out to see what happened. The Romans, led by Senator Corvus, attacked the Celts in an attempt to put down the rebellion. The boy notices how the soldiers take the life of his father, the leader of the nomadic tribe of the Celts. The mother tries to save the boy, but a rider who rushes past her knocks the woman off her feet. Corvus takes the life of Milo's mother and orders the execution of all the Celts. The boy realizes that he might be next and pretends to be dead. He and the bodies of other people are dumped on a pile, and the nomad settlement is burned. In the morning, Milo climbs out of the mountain of corpses and sees his parents hanging from a nearby tree. Having escaped, he tries to survive and spends a night under a tree in the forest, but soon the slave owner finds him. 17 years later, Londinium. The Greek and Bellador arrive at the arena of the local amphitheater to find something new. At this time, the slave Milo appears in the arena, who has become a gladiator. He easily copes with 3 Romans and sends them to the next world in a matter of seconds. The Greek sees his victory and decides to redirect Milo to Pompeii so that the guy does not fight in the outback, but closer to Great Rome. Along the way, the gladiator notices the charming girl Cassia, the daughter of a wealthy citizen who manages Pompeii. At some point, the wagon falls into a pit, causing the horse to fall to the ground. He is doomed, and Cassia, realizing this, asks Milo to help the unfortunate animal. The Celt decides to save the horse from suffering and twists its neck, which is why the girl feels sympathy for him. Once in her hometown, Cassia, along with her best friend Ariadne, goes for a walk, slowly returning home to her parents. A little later she meets her father and mother, not wanting to talk about why she was forced to flee from Rome, having been there for a whole year. In the evening, the girl visits her beloved horse and asks Felix to prepare him for tomorrow's walk. Meanwhile, Milo finds himself in the basement of the local amphitheater, where gladiators are kept. Atticus's friend takes notice of the Celt and offers to bet on whether he can survive the night. Atticus is sure that the newcomer will not last an hour, so he puts 2 glasses of wine against him. Soon, several gladiators provoke Milo into a fight, as he took the life of the brother of one of them. The fight begins, during which the Celt sends one gladiator to the next world, and the second is severely injured. The Greek asks Bellator to take better care of his charges and sends Milo to Atticus's cage. At the same time, Vesuvius wakes up, which causes tremors. Felix sees the nearby lake churning and tries to escape. The frightened horse throws him off and runs away, leaving a helpless man who did not have time to get out and fell into the ground. In the morning, Atticus tries to get Milo's name, but he ignores him as he doesn't trust anyone. Once in the arena, Atticus, the local gladiatorial champion, communicates with Bellator and reminds him that after another victory, he must receive the promised freedom. The overseer agrees, but before the gladiator is waiting for one more fight. The only one who dares to challenge the champion on the training ground is Milo. From the first minutes, Atticus proves his superiority, but the Celt does not give up. At some point, the duel between them is interrupted due to the fact that one of the gladiators decided to send Milo to the next world. He attacked him from behind with a knife, but Atticus saw this and saved the Celt. A little later, the champion of the local arena admits that he did it only because every gladiator must face death face to face. He doesn't want anyone to go to hell for a backstab and will take Milo's life himself in tomorrow's duel. The Celt thanks Atticus for saving him, but warns that he will win tomorrow, not his opponent. Corvus arrives in Pompeii along with his assistant Proculus. People not only do not welcome the politician, but also defiantly turn away from him, which displeases Corvus. Cassia's parents Severus and Aurelia greet the guest and invite him to a gala dinner. A little later, the girl's mother tries to talk to her and find out the reason for the return, but Cassia does not want to talk about it. Noticing the horse that has returned home, she realizes that something has happened to Felix. Atticus and Milo chat in the cell and discuss the practice match. Each of them makes a remark to each other and has no doubt that he will win. Atticus believes that tomorrow he will become the absolute champion and get freedom, but Milo asks him not to be deceived, because the Romans are vile and cowardly, so they will never keep their promises. The conversation of the gladiators gets interrupted, as they have been chosen to be sent to the house of Severus. Along the way, Milo spots Proculus and realizes that the man who killed his parents is in town. In Severus's house, rich ladies can rent any of the gladiators for the night for a substantial reward. Meanwhile, a wealthy citizen meets with Corvus and shows him the plan for the new amphitheater. The official reports that the emperor will not invest in this business since he is only interested in Rome, but at the same time, he is ready to take on all the costs. The only condition is that Severus bring his daughter to Corva. The large, dark-skinned Atticus attracts particular attention, while Milo is interested in only one person, Cassia. This is noticed not only by the girl's friend, but also by her mother. Severus finds Cassia and asks to meet a distinguished guest. When the girl sees Corva, it becomes clear that they knew each other before, and it was because of the harassment of this man that Cassia was forced to leave Rome and return home. During the party, Vesuvius wakes up again, causing a small earthquake. This scares not only people, but also horses. After getting know that her horse is out of control, Cassia asks Milo to help her. Bellator is unable to argue with the girl and allows the gladiator to enter the stable without any escort. Milo easily calms the horse, and Cassia, who followed him after a couple of minutes, sees that everything is already fine. She invites the gladiator to use the moment to escape, and he invites her along. The girl agrees, and the couple escapes from the villa. Soon after them, the persecution begins, and Milo realizes that it is better to give up. Corva wanted to take the fugitive's life, but Cassia asked to pardon him. In return, she would be more kind and considerate to the senator. Agreeing to the girl's terms, Corva sentences Milo to 15 lashes. Cassia asks her father to stop the ongoing horror, but Severus has no right to argue with the senator. Upon returning to the cage, Milo communicates with Atticus and tells the gladiator that he saw the man who deprived him of his family. In turn, the champion tells the Celt about his relatives, whom he has not seen for 20 years. Having approached and understood each other, the men shake hands. Milo calls his name and understands that from this day on, he and Atticus are friends, and this will not change even tomorrow's battle, in which they are destined to meet face to face. Unfamiliar to the gladiators, Corva ordered the schedule change and Milo's death in the first duel. In the morning, people gather in the amphitheater to watch another gladiatorial duel. The Greek instructs Bellator to send Milo to the first duel. The assistant reminds that Atticus will overcome any other opponent, and they must give him freedom. Unwilling to do so, the Greek changes his mind and orders the champion to be sent after Milo. Soon the Greek notices that cracks have appeared on the ceiling and the amphitheater cannot withstand tremors. He points this out to Severus and asks to reschedule the duel, but the rich man refuses to do so. Realizing that something terrible is coming, Graecus decides to leave the city for a few days. A staged fight is organized in the arena of the amphitheater. Severus decided to please the senator and repeat the scene of the suppression of the Celtic rebellion by the Romans. To do this, Milo, Atticus, and several other gladiators were chained to a large tree. They get soon surrounded by dozens of other gladiators dressed as Roman soldiers. In an unequal battle, Milo and Atticus send opponents to the next world one by one. While the champion is chopping down the tree, Milo mounts his horse and continues to take the lives of his enemies. With the last gladiator, he copes in a matter of seconds, after which he dares to break the Roman standard. This offends Corva, because he imagined the production in a completely different way. Milo decides to punish the man who made him an orphan and throws a piece of the standard in the form of a spear at the senator. At the last moment, Proculus manages to save his master. Atticus and Milo are surrounded by archers to execute the gladiators who dared to encroach on the senator's life. Corva is ready to give the order, but Cassia intervenes and gives a thumbs up to save Milo. She gets support from the audience and asks Corva not to lose his reputation. He must accept the decision of the girl. In return, she will become his wife, but on the condition that the senator does not harm her parents. Severus and his wife are shocked by what is happening, but they do not dare to argue, realizing that Corva will deal with them without hesitation. The senator orders the girl to be locked up in the villa, because now she belongs to him. At the same time, Vesuvius wakes up, but Corva calms people down and says that the gods are asking for another duel. To do this, he sends Proculus, the Roman champion of gladiator fights, to the arena. The fighters engage in a duel, during which the volcano erupts. Black volcanic ash covers the sky, and the arena begins to collapse. The people panic and try to escape, while the gladiator fight continues. Falling into the dungeon, Milo fights Proculus and frees the other gladiators. Proculus manages to escape, leaving Bellator to be torn to pieces. When the amphitheater collapsed, Cassia's parents were crushed by rubble. Aurelia asks Severus to send the senator to the next world to save Cassia. The man tries to fulfill his wife's request, but fails and gets mortally wounded, because of which he falls into eternal sleep, holding Aurelia's hand. Upon meeting Proculus, Corv orders him to take him to the harbor. Meanwhile, the Greek, not having time to leave the city, generously pays the guards to let him on the ship and sail away from the coast as soon as possible. The gladiators go up to the arena and see Cassia's parents. Before falling asleep forever, Aurelia asks Milo to take care of her daughter and says that the girl is locked in a villa located at the foot of Vesuvius. Atticus suggests they run towards the harbor, but Milo suggests they split up, as he won't go anywhere without Cassia. Once inside the villa, the Celt rescues the girl from the collapsing and burning building. Her friend was less fortunate because the rock began to crumble and took her body with it. Due to the large number of people who have created a stampede in the dying city, Corva orders to take the lives of everyone who stands in their way. At that moment, a burning volcanic boulder arrives near the senator, and he changes his mind. Atticus, along with other people, tries to run to the city harbor, but sees that a monstrous tsunami has appeared in the sea, capable of wiping it off the face of the earth. He runs away in the other direction and sees how the baby lost her mother. The noble gladiator saves the girl and, after the tsunami does not threaten anyone, returns her to her mother. Meanwhile, Milo and Cassia wait out the rain of rocks. For a couple of minutes everything calms down and it seems that the worst is over, but it's not. Vesuvius is spewing more and more stones and Pompeii is about to disappear. After meeting with Atticus, Milo offers to run to the arena to free the horses and use them to escape. The gladiators go underground and see the Roman soldiers, and Cassia sees the bodies of the deceased parents and says goodbye to them. Here she is captured by Proculus and handed over to the senator. Corva chains the girl to the chariot and tries to escape from the city. Having dealt with the warriors, the gladiators see Proculus in front of them. The senator is leaving, so they decide to split up. Atticus stays behind to engage Proculus, while Milo mounts his horse and races after the senator to retrieve Cassia. In battle, Proculus mortally wounds Atticus, but he does not give up. Breaking his sword, he plunges a piece into the throat of a Roman gladiator and sends him to the next world. Meanwhile, Cassia breaks a piece of the board and tries to free her hand. At some point, due to the arrival of a cobblestone, the chariot turns over. Milo fights Corva and severely injures him. Cassia decides to help the man she loves and chains Corva to the chariot. Recalling the events that took place 17 years ago, Milo leaves the senator to his fate. The couple tries to escape, but the horse cannot carry them both. Realizing that they cannot escape from Vesuvius, Milo and Cassia decide not to run in the last seconds of their lives. Lovers kiss and die. Atticus also heroically meets a stream of red-hot lava because he remained undefeated. Thanks for watching. We hope you subscribe and like the video. See you soon.